Hi everyone, and welcome to video 2 of Crystal Treasures. Lots more fabulous crystals to show you today. I want to keep them all, but I'm behaving very well. So far I have put nothing aside for myself that I shouldn't have anyway, short of the sphere that I showed you in group. Now the first thing we are going to talk about, where are they? Let's bring them along. Are these gorgeous lovelies. Now, you would be forgiven for thinking, what is this, Claire? What is it? What is this colour? And I would be of agreement, because it's not probably what you think it is, but it's actually rhodonite and manganese. Now, most of us are used to, let me pop that down a minute, are used to rhodonite being very pink in colour. This is a new find out of a new pocket, and I have to say it has a very different energy to it than the traditional rhodonite. Now, the manganese is obviously the black in here, and the stunning, almost orangey, peachy pink, how beautiful is that, is the rhodonite. These are stunning spheres. I was so excited to see these. Look at them. Just take a little look around them for a moment as we explore. How beautiful. So you have all the properties of rhodonite that it normally has with these spheres. So all that kind of nurturing kind of spirit of the gemstone, being a gemstone of transformation, of returning hope to your life. If you are someone that's going through a really tough situation, if you are someone that's going in to do deep healing, things, you know, are not as you would like them to be. Life is currently, and this happens to everyone, so there's no shame in sitting and thinking this to yourself for a moment, as long as you're aware of it, and then you're going to do the work to raise that vibration again. But there is no shame in sitting there and thinking, my life is turned to crap right now. Nothing is where I want it to be. I feel like I'm not getting anywhere. I'm trying my best, or I need to go in and heal something, but do I have the courage to do it? Then this would be the crystal for you to work with. Now, its particular colorway and the energy and how it slightly differs in here, it doesn't only bring that returning hope to you, it helps to clear the manganese. I always want to say magnesite, but it's manganese. The manganese in here with this almost peach colored rhodonite helps to clear out old wounds and stagnant energy, helps to bring back self-love, to release destructive behavior that you may have had, to let go of old patterns of behavior, things that are not serving for your highest good, for your highest purpose. Then these would be the crystal that I would really recommend that you start to work with. So the small here is 6 inches and it's £42, and the medium is 6.25 inches and it is £45. Our spheres are measured in circumference, by the way. I don't think we had spheres in video 1, if my memory serves me correctly. So yes, so this would be the energy that you want to work with. It has a really nurturing energy to it, whereas the really pink rhodonite, although nurturing, which it absolutely is, it's a much more stronger, forceful type of nurturing energy. This is a much softer stone. So although it is very much aligned with clearing those old wounds, with getting in there, healing the trauma, releasing returning of hope, that transformation. It's doing it in a far more gentle way. So hopefully you're going to really love these, and it's a new way to work with a crystal that you may have already worked with or known about, in a new colorway that is fresh out of Mother Gaia. So that is our two beautiful rhodonite spheres. Next, now this is something that my students are certainly going to be interested in. Can stand many ways, as you can see. Now, the color washes this out a little bit, but this is actually a pale green, and this is pale green apophyllite. Now, green apophyllite is the most healing of all the apophyllites. We use the clear apophyllite as an aid during very deep journey, shamanic journey, journeying to the upper and lower realms. That's when we come and we go to our clear apophyllite. Our green apophyllite is for deep healing of both a physical and emotional nature. So whatever kind of healing work you have to do, this is the crystal that you would want to work with. It is also wonderfully healing on a spiritual level. So if you're someone that recently has felt a bit disconnected from their path, a bit disconnected from the divine, then this is a great crystal to bring in that healing and open you back up again. It releases blockages held in your heart chakra. So again, coming back to emotional healing here. Any experiences that have stopped you from experiencing love on a deep level, that has meant that you have not experienced love in this lifetime so far to the fullest, any trauma surrounding that, any kind of imbalances in the heart chakra, then we work with green apophyllite. It is very, very potent for healing work done during journey or ritual space. So this is the two pieces. They are absolutely beautiful. Just look at them. I love apophyllite. Oh, I could have a room of it. So unbelievably stunning. Now, with the apophyllite, this one is small, although you can see from its size here, it is by no means small, and this one is medium. Small is 2 inches by 2 inches by 1.6 inches. This one, which is 20 pounds. Medium is 2.75 inches by 2.25 inches by 1.75 inches and is 25 pounds. This is a top spiritual tool to have. And it is just as it came out the earth, which is the exact way that you want to work with apophyllite. They don't normally polish apophyllite anyway, but occasionally you do see it. But you really want the raw, untouched, if you're planning to use it for any kind of spiritual work, any kind of spiritual healing. This is how you want your apophyllite to look. Now we're going to move on to some garnierite, which you may have also heard called green moonstone. This is a freestanding pillar. Oh my goodness, isn't it beautiful? So completely, we've got a few greens in this one. Oh, you seeing the shine? You seeing that reflective set? Oh my goodness. Oh, let's all freak out together. I wish you couldn't see my lamp in there, but that lamp is helping us to see the incredible shine. Oh, I love this stone. I love it. I love it. I love it. So green moonstone works fabulously with our apophyllite. You can see the difference in color, by the way. The pastel green of the green apophyllite coming to, this is a very soft, light olivey green. We've got all the greens in this video because I just felt they all needed to be together because they all work together so well, and this may be an area a lot of you are looking to work with. So garnierite is the stone of emotional healing and emotional balance. It is a gemstone of that heart chakra healing, which is why it works so well with the green apophyllite. It is a stone that helps you to love yourself. Now, this is not just about when we don't perhaps love our behavior. This also goes into body image issues as well. If you are not completely confident in your body, if you are just not confident in yourself, you feel that you have a lot of flaws and you look at those in a very negative way, this is a great gemstone for supporting that healing process, that shadow work process, to come into a good heart center where that heart chakra is fully balanced and really all the energy there is working with you, not against you, and closed off. It is very gentle, it is very nurturing, super magical. It loves to go under the moon. I think the iridescent says it all. This is definitely one for your full moon charging and for working with at the full moon. A really, really powerful tool for you. This one is 3.75 inches by 2.5 inches by 1.5 inches and is 60 pounds, which is a flipping bargain. Look at that. Oh my gosh. I love this piece. I'm really feeling the energy of this piece right now. What I love is I pick them by hand. As you know, you always see pictures of me down at my supplier. So I'm always like, I like to show everyone everything so you know exactly how I'm working, how I'm picking things. And you could see that I'm not going to some ugly warehouse somewhere or buying online and it turning up in brown boxes. But I go and I pick them, and I pick them for certain reasons. And then I come home and then I clear them and tune them, and then they sit. And then they come out to be tuned again and ready to be filmed with, and I just discover new energies about them as I hold them and talk about them, and they kind of give me what they want me to say to you, and I just love it. So that is this beautiful piece here. Now we are, let me look at my list, going to move into some scholarcite. Yes, okey dokey. So we have two types of scholarcite here. We have it in wand form, which we will talk about how to use that. We also have it in one of its natural forms. Now, scholarcite has two main growth structures that you may have seen. The first one is almost like a, oh God, the words left me. You know kyanite fans. So with a kyanite fan, do I have one I can show you? Let me just get one second. Okay, this is coming out of my smudging bowl, so you'll have to excuse the ash that's now all over me, which I will get off in a second. But with a kyanite fan, it starts thin here, and then it comes out. There's some kyanite fans will be stocked on the website on the Sunday stocking, by the way. Mine has been in with my smudging tools, as I always recommend, so I'm a bit dusty now with ash. But yeah, so with the scholarcite, they grow in similar fans, except they are almost bordering on clear. So there's still that kind of white color here that you see, but they're quite, you can see through them a little bit. There's a translucency, and they grow in these fans, but much more singular than this. This is quite a tight fan. Theirs is usually a lot wider toothed. That's the first growth form. Let me get the ash off my hands. That you will find. The other is what I call the mushroom form, which looks like this. So this is completely natural. They've polished the top here, but this is its natural shape that it grew in. And look at the underside. It looks like coral. I mean, it's got all those little growths that I was telling you about, the fans. It still has them, but it's grown in this mushroom, as I say. I'm not actually sure if it's called that, but I like to refer to it, and my crystals never complained. So this is the mushroom form, as I'm going to call it. So the underside's completely rough and untouched. The top has just been smoothed and polished a little. Then we have two wands, which are really nice and practical for you to use and hold during journey work and meditation and the such like. This is, again, can be taken into journey with you, because what you do when you're working with these is you hold them shiny side down in your palm, as you're doing your journey. But really, this is best placed on your altar to your spirit guides, your ancestors, or any work around that kind of thing, or even a deity altar. This would be perfectly placed there. And then for your actual work, where you're going into journey, where you're doing your meditating, if you want to do some form of divination, if you want to sleep with your scholarship, this would be the form for you to work with. Now, scholarship is a deeply spiritual gemstone with a very high, fine vibration, but without that harshness that some of the high vibration gemstones can sometimes have. This is much more nurturing, much more gentle, a very feminine energy to it, almost like a slightly lunar energy, a very high vibration, sort of when you get to the full moon and you can kind of feel that magic around you. This is the tool that you absolutely would use during journey work, communicating with your guides. If you struggle with meditation, if you struggle with stress or anxiety, insomnia or sleep problems, scholarship is the partner for you. It relaxes you. And of course, you program your crystals, so you can program it for that specifically. But the other thing and the other way you can work with your scholarship is to program it for that relaxed, wonderful sleep, but also to help you communicate with your spirit guides as well, and to do healing during sleep time. Scholarship is really wonderful for that. It is such a beautiful, pure vibration. It doesn't, when I've worked with it, I found it doesn't really pick up on negativity around it. It keeps that high vibration, not in the same way as selenite, but it just is so far attuned to that higher vibration that it naturally sits there and has a bit more protection than most other crystals, which is, I think, one of the things that makes it so helpful in connecting with your guides, connecting with deities. If you have a matron or patron, god or goddess, if you are looking to work more with deities, if you are looking to work more with nature spirits, then again, this would be the crystal to work with. So the wands, we have the tall one, which you can see is slightly longer here. That's 4 inches by 0.8 inches by 0.8 inches. And then we have the shorter one, which is 3.75 inches by 1 inch by 1 inch. These are both 23 pounds. They're the same weight. They're just slightly different sizing. And then the natural mushroom, which, oh my gosh, I mean, come on. Look at that. Nature made that. I mean, for my personal practice, I have both. I feel that for me personally, I have to, because this is very practical and tactile and, you know, get in there and do the work. But this holds space on my altar so perfectly. I love these. I wish I'd bought, they had a couple more. I should have bought more. This one is £45. So that is our wonderful scholarship, which I could talk about for days. Now on to something you may have never seen or heard of before. I don't know. Or you've certainly not seen in any of my treasures, and I've never brought it to you to stock. Let me get some little stands for them and borrow the ones from these crystals, because I did not bring over enough stands. Okay. Oh my goddess. This crystal. Are you ready? Okay. If you were not already sitting comfortably, get comfortable. Okay. This is Shattuckite. Now, if in case you want to look that up, I'll spell that for you, because I know some of you may never have even heard of this before. It's Shattuckite. Okay. It is a silicate gemstone that is very high in copper content. It is a mix of dioptase, malachite, and chrysocolla. So we are talking a power trio. I mean, holy guacamole is what we are saying here. Just, I mean, you're probably seeing my hands fling around. I am very enthusiastic, as you know, about when I talk about crystals. Now, these are from and named after the Shattuck Mine in Arizona. That's where they're from, in case you were wondering. They are an intensely powerful spiritual gemstone. Now, if you are someone that has trouble processing spiritual information, so if you go into journey to work with your guides, but you feel the messages don't come through clearly, maybe you don't receive messages, maybe you don't know how to decipher them. If you are someone that meditates, is at their altar to work with their guides or a specific deity, or are asking for guidance from the divine, and again, you're like, oh my gosh, I'm like asking for help, I'm asking for a sign, am I missing it? Does that mean something? Was that meaning something? Did I interpret that completely wrong because now I'm seeing this and that might be something different? This is the gemstone for you, because what it does is it helps you process spiritual information. So as you're being given information by your spirit guides, by a deity you are working with, by the divine source, whatever you call that energy, this gemstone will help you work through it, process and understand the information, connects very deeply with your guides and spirits. It is a powerful protection gemstone. So if you can have this on your altar, perfect, really, really perfect. They are a nice size that you could travel with them if you had a traveling altar or you wanted something to travel with. Our wonderful Christy, who does so much traveling for work, this would be a beautiful size and crystal to go with you on your travels. It is one of those crystals that helps you build relationships in all areas of your life. It focuses you and aids you in learning. So it doesn't matter if your current learning is spiritual growth, or if your current learning is at college or university, if you are studying books. This crystal helps you absorb that information and again to remember it, to process it. It removes blockages of the past. Now that can be this lifetime and previous lifetime. So if you're doing any kind of ancestral healing, past life healing, shadow work healing, again, this would be the crystal for you. Now the small is 4.75 inches, the medium is 5 inches, small is 36, and the medium is 44 pounds. So that's those two lovely jovelies. Let's turn over my paper. Where are we going next? Got to have my prices and measurements. Oh my goodness. Are you ready for some more green? Let's take a moment, everyone. How beautiful is this? Does this just not look like just... oh my gosh, it is just heart center for me. This is just, oh my goodness. This is green opal and chalcedony. How stunning is that? Or chalcedony, as you're meant to say it. It's actually chalcedony, but for some reason I always say chalcedony, but just so you know, for actual correctness of gemstones. Now this stunning sphere, I mean, oh my gosh, just sometimes we just have to take a moment to stop and enjoy what we are looking at. This is a support system for you that brings about positive change. If you are looking to make change in your life, be that relationship, house, job, anything like that, if you need to make emotional changes, if you need to make healing changes, this crystal initiates change, brings support during change, can be programmed to help with specific change that you want to bring about. It assists you in finding your own psychic gifts because it is beautifully opening for you. It strengthens all types of relationship of the heart. So this can be romantic relationships, familial relationships, relationships with your pets. It strengthens them all. It aligns to your heart chakra. But with this one, it works slightly different than the other heart chakra gemstones we've talked about thus far in this video, in the fact that this cleanses the heart of unwanted emotions and trauma. So using this in tandem with one of the supportive gemstones for healing, the cleansing and the healing together would be your perfect duo if that's what your plan is, to heal emotional healing, to heal trauma. This would be the one for you. It is very, very soothing, and it aids you in releasing fear. So gorgeous. This sphere is 9.25 inches in circumference, and it is 60 pounds. I mean, oh, let's come up a little bit closer. Is that just not stunning? I just don't even. Beautiful. So flipping beautiful. Okie dokie. Let's move on to some more beautiful, shall we? Oh my goodness. Ooh, I just so excited about this. Is this not stunning? I mean, we all know my favorite color is purple, and I love working with the upper chakras, and purple is the color of spirituality. It is the color of priestess energy, of divine energy. So I'm very excited for what we have in here. So these are dendritic agate spheres. Some also call it merlinite, which is a trademark name. Not to be confused with the other type. There's a whole thing, but it's dendritic agate, and in here is beautiful purple opal. I mean, is that just not stunning? I mean, look at these spheres. I just don't even know. So gorgeous. Oh, I love them. So dendritic agate brings you into present time and moment, so you can really enjoy every blessing you have. Remember how I always talk about completing the cycle of gratitude when we are doing our workings. We cannot achieve anything magically in this world energetically if we are not completing that cycle with gratitude. And this brings you into present time and moment to look at each and every moment and find the joy, even during tough times. This will bring you back and show you that even during that, there is still happiness and joy to be found. It creates peace and tranquility. If you use it, and this is something not a lot of people know, so I'm sharing some insider tips with you here. Used in combination with citrine, this is an incredible abundance gemstone. Really fab trio. I mean, seriously, add that with your yellow apatite, you're going to float to the moon with abundance. I mean, seriously. This is all about magic and mysteries and accessing them. It is often referred to as the priestess stone. The more purple that you have in it, like so, the more of a priest and priestess gemstone that you have on your hands, because each of them have different markings and different amounts of certain parts of it. And the more purple is, the more it's aligned with spiritual path, third eye activation, the higher realms, inner knowledge, finding what it is that you seek, and working with your guides and the divine. This is a gemstone to have on your altar if you practice ritual, whether that be full moon, new moon, anything in between of that. It strengthens your intuition, and it is a wonderful companion during your journey work. These are 7 inches each, in size. Both are 7 inches and they are £34. I mean, oh my goodness gracious. Just look at all that purple. I mean, seriously beautiful. So gorgeous. Ooh, love them. So I'm getting more and more excited the more I film. Soon I'll be so overexcited I'll have to go ground before I can do any more filming. So next we are going to head... this should help with the bringing me down a little bit. Oh my goodness, my list is like floating away. It does not want me to give you the prices. Look at these beauties. Let's bring my woody thing. There we go. So, blue calcite wands. A must have thing. I love blue calcite. If you were in our crystal workshop course, you learn a lot about blue calcite, especially in regards to pet treatments. If you have seen my pet treatment, crystal healing for pets on YouTube video, you will see me mention blue calcite, because not only is it fabulous for you, if you want a crystal to give your cat, your dog, whatever pet you may have, a crystal treatment, then blue calcite is always my #1 recommendation because of its properties. And wands are a great way to do it, because you can hold on to it and you can stroke that animal with it if they will allow you. If they will allow you, you can lay it by them. If they will not allow you and they want nothing to do with you and your crystal, and you know that they need some crystal therapy, you can actually place this inside their beds. They will never know it's there. Put it under the cushion in their bed, or sometimes what I do, well actually I have it in 3 places in our house all the time. I just swap out the crystals. But my cats have specific blankets they like to go lay on, and I just put a wand under the back of the blanket. So when they're on the blanket, they can't feel it because it's right at the back, but they're getting that treatment. So there's a little like pet tip for you with these as well. But blue calcite is all about helping you with stress and anxiety. It is truly a really soothing gemstone. My recommendations for stress and anxiety is always lepidolite and blue calcite, because it is such a nurturing, relaxing gemstone. It helps you with sleep and insomnia. It's brilliant for recovering from illness. If you have chronic pain or any kind of illness that causes pain, then blue calcite would be the gemstone for you to work with. It is really, really good for that. It's really, really good for arthritis as well, which is why I use it for my cats, because they're getting a bit older and getting a bit of arthritis, and they both respond really well to this. It works really good for humans and arthritis as well, obviously. It clears negative energy and brings clarity to situations. So if you really are confused about something, you can sit down with your wand, just sit in silence, light some incense, just meditate in the quiet for a moment with your blue calcite on the problem, and it will help to bring clarity and calm to the situation, and for you to see things truly as they are. So these are 5.5 inches by 1.25 inches, and they are £26 each. Let's pop you over there. Next page. She has many pages. Right. What's that doing in there? That's not a page for this. I've got an extra page in there. I don't know where that came from. Now on to something else that I have not been able to bring you before, because you virtually never see it in this size. Normally if I do bring it, it's in tiny little palms or tumbled. So have a little look at this. Okay. So who wants to take just a guess, just yourself for a moment, on what this crystal might be? Have a guess now. You may get it right, you may not. It doesn't matter, because you're at home. It's not a test you need to pass, but it's always a bit of fun to guess. So this is silver blue chalcedony. A really highly requested crystal. People ask me for this all the time. Usually I recommend to them that I can get them tumbles to put into their grids. And like I say, this was a really insane find. I mean, this, they bought the pocket, came out of the pocket like this. It is the silver blue, which is a truly wonderful colorway. Now, chalcedony is so soothing, like just, oh my gosh, just like flop down, body just lets go of every ounce of tension, just like you've taken a tranquilizer but you're holding a crystal. That is how fabulous this gemstone is. It also strengthens your ability to make positive change. So if you, like we were talking about change with the other crystal, if you are trying to make a positive change, but you're a little bit stuck, you're not feeling you have the personal strength with either with your physical self or your energy self, that is where chalcedony comes into itself. It brings the physical body in line with the spiritual body. So if you feel there's a disconnect there, if you feel that maybe sometimes you are too grounded to do your spiritual work, if sometimes you feel the mundane is getting in the way of your spiritual work and your progression because you've got work and the kids and it's all very hectic, but you want to journey more, you want to do ritual more, this gemstone helps you to bring the two in line with each other so that everything gets done and everything is perfectly balanced. It is very much a gemstone of positivity. It is very powerful for physical healing. This is definitely in your physical healer category. It absorbs negative energies caused by stress and anxiety. So coming back to that stress and anxiety levels, this would be a perfect one to use in tandem with blue calcite because that relaxes you, de-stresses you, but the chalcedony actually takes the negativity that's in your aura that has been caused by that, because often we can calm ourselves and we use one of our beautiful stones, maybe our blue calcite, maybe our scholarcite, to calm us down, bring us out of a panic attack, you know, bring things back into balance. But during that high time of adrenaline, that high time of stress, that has caused some damage to our energy field. That has meant that our chakras have gone out of balance a bit. What this crystal does is absorbs that negative energy and allows your energy field to come back to a balanced place. So it's very unique in its way of doing that by bringing in balance and harmony on a emotional level, a physical level, but also an energetic level. So we have 3 sizes. This one is the small, which you can see is in no way small, and it is 3.25 inches by 2.25 inches by 1 inch, and it is 23 pounds. This is our medium, which is 3.5 inches by 2.5 inches by 1 inch, and it is 31 pounds. This is our large, which is 3.75 inches by 2.75 inches by 1.25 inches, and this is 33 pounds. I mean, just, let's just come up and have a look. Focus, please. Don't be rude. There we go. It's so beautiful. The thing with the camera is you can't kind of see the translucency of it. It looks quite opaque. But when you get to see these in person, you're going to see that they actually have a translucency to them. Look at the sparkle in there. So beautiful. Look at that. So that is our chalcedony. Oh my goodness. Just when you think things can't get any better, they just keep getting better and better. Right, next we have a gemstone bowl for you. Beautiful carnelian. Look at this. Oh my goodness. Now you have to see the bottom as well, because The thing that I love about my supplier, often most of their stuff is carved and polished for them, which is why I get so many unique carvings, and I get things that are harder to get, like for example the tourmaline generators that I got, and they pick the rough. So it's not a case that they send off to a wholesaler and say, oh, I want 4 kilograms or 10 kilograms or 20 kilograms of whatever spheres. That's not how it works. Her husband spends so much time in places like Madagascar. He goes out to China and he picks the rough stone. Then they use carvers that they know and trust to produce the items, and then they come back to us. And some of the places are even mines that actually do all of that on the spot. So the pieces are really, really beautiful, and it's really great to see how the artist interprets it and which parts they polish. So this is the top of the bowl here. Let's look around the sides. Nice deep bowl. Look at this. Oh, it's so beautiful. And look at the base. The base is just as beautiful. I could genuinely stand it like that and sit something on top of it and I would be happy. It's so gorgeous. And on the bottom here, it has a shaman's portal. So when you are programming this, just place your finger over that on the base as you are doing it. Now you can put offerings in here, other gemstones in here, herbal blends, you can put oil in here, but I'm going to be supplying you with a smudge stick with your bowl. It is included free, just to get you started. It is perfectly safe to use your gemstone bowls with your smudge, to put your smudge out in there, and it's the perfect size to hold one of our Californian white sage bundles, so you will be getting that with your bowl as well. So carnelian is the gemstone of manifestation. So it is perfect for any kind of work that you want to do. So if you are not using it as a smudge bowl and you want to use it for offerings, you want to use it for ritual work, then it works like amazing for everything. You don't need to be specific because it is that crystal of manifestation. It's also about accessing your own passion and creativity, bringing vitality into your life, accessing your own power and bringing things to fruition. Really focusing on what are your dreams, how are you going to manifest them. Carnelian helps you do that. If you own your own business, if you are looking for a new job, if you are trying to find a way to make more money that's job and business related, then carnelian is a really strong crystal for you to work with for those reasons. It's just so in line with business. It's just an incredible business gemstone. So your bowl is 4.5 inches by 3.75 inches by 1.6 inches, and it is 55 pounds, and you get a smudge stick for free. Okey dokey. Now, you saw these in group, okay? I put the picture up, you saw my one, and there was 2 for you. There wasn't going to be 2 for you because I was going to keep all 3. But then I was good. I was reminded by my guides that, you know, why am I here? Why am I doing this work? It's to get people the tools that they need to find them the exact crystals they need, which is why we don't do bulk buy here or anything like that. And these are not to stay with me. So let's have a little looky. Let's put them on the other stands because these ones are just my lids that I use when I'm using stands. There we go. All right, so I'm just going to sit here. I realize I probably don't even need to talk about these because those of you that saw them in group are just going to message me right now anyway. But I am going to talk about them because this is one of my true loves. You know my love of citrine, and I have an immense collection of citrine. Natural citrine, that is, not to be confused with heat treated amethyst. And the other crystal I collect in large amounts and different forms is black tourmaline and the tourmaline family as a whole. So, okay, I have found one really large sphere like this before. Its main makeup was actually milky quartz at the time. It's often, this is technically clear quartz here, but it's more milky quartz. You see more of the white of it. But that sphere was mostly milky quartz that was holding all the other minerals in. And you probably remember that if you've been with me a while, and I sold that piece. My husband has talked about that piece ever since and was like, should we have sold it? And, you know, should we have passed it on? And I was like, it went to who it was meant to go to. I was like, something else will come along that will have those minerals in and there will be the right one for us. Then my suppliers had these and they held back these because they're a very small pocket. There was literally the spheres that I brought home and a few palms, which I made myself leave there so that other people could experience that energy. Obviously, I've kept one for myself. But these are immense. These minerals generally will grow together, but you don't normally get them all together like this in a sizable piece you can polish. So let's talk about it, and I'll try not to talk about it for like 5 hours, because by the time we've even got to this point, these two are probably already sold. But, okay. So the base of this sphere is smoky quartz. That's what all of this is. So that's what we call the base mineral that holds the other minerals in. So it's like your main mineral that goes through to the core of the sphere. Then you have the other minerals that have grown within it. Now, both these spheres have every mineral I'm about to talk about. They are simply different sizes. I am going to show you both. Now, smoky quartz, which is the base, as we spoke about in Treasures video 1, transmutes negative energies and low vibrations and protects. It is an immense crystal. That's the base of this sphere. Then within it, you have pink tourmaline, which is here. Look at this beautiful pink tourmaline. Oh my goodness. Oh, I'm so excited. You have the clear quartz, which is here running through it. So you have veins of clear quartz, or milky quartz as it's often called if it's not clear. This purple here is lepidolite. Lepidolite is micanized lithium, which is one of the best minerals for stress, anxiety, mental health disorders, sleep, tranquility. I have some small mini lepidolite spheres that will be in the stocking on Sunday that I showed in the Friday video. This is the most beautiful deep purple lepidolite. I mean, it is stunning in its intensity. It truly is. Then as we move around, we have black tourmaline. Now, black tourmaline is one of the most protective, if not the most protective mineral on the earth. It is deeply, deeply protective, very grounding and earth-centered actually. It's also very good for healing and pain relief and calming as well. It's truly, truly wonderful. If you want to learn more about the different colors of tourmaline, by the way, I have a video dedicated on my YouTube channel. Now, this brown here that you see is dravite, which is brown tourmaline. I mean, I don't even know what to say to you right now. Let's all just freak out together. More pink tourmaline. I mean, then you see this? Don't know how well you'll pick this up in this light. Hopefully well enough. I'll bring it up a little bit closer for you, although they're very heavy because they're concentrated, some of the heaviest minerals that there are. So this here is aquamarine. I mean, oh my gosh. These are power pieces, magic pieces, vital healing pieces. These are just, they're everything. I'm not going to lie. I love them. The pink tourmaline is going to heal the heart chakra and do heart chakra work. The Dravite is very, very healing, very, very grounding, very much connection to earth. The aquamarine is connection to water, purification, cleansing, and emotional healing. We have the smoky, transmuting, the clear quartz, magnifying, the lepidolite, calming us, relaxing us, balancing us. I mean, I don't even know. Look at the black tourmaline. Stunning. So let's have a look at the smaller one, which has all the same minerals, by the way, just simply a different side. So we have the brown tourmaline, the Dravite here. There's also some tiny plops of green tourmaline in here, but they're so small I can't point them out, but you'll be able to see those in person. You have your lepidolite, you have your pink tourmaline, more lepidolite, black and brown tourmaline surrounded by pink tourmaline. I mean, oh my gosh, it's just so incredible. Look at it. Aquamarine flowing through here, aquamarine across here. This is all smoky quartz here. Oh, I'm out of camera. I'm sorry. I was just literally in the sphere. I apologize deeply. Here's our black. Don't know if I pointed out already because I got lost for a moment. I apologize. I left the building and went on a little trip. So this is the smaller one, still with all the minerals in that the larger one has. So all the same properties, just a different size. So let's talk about that for a moment. Okie dokie. Oh, I have to come back for a moment. These are really fabulous, by the way. I mean, can't stop, like, literally wanting to be with mine 24/7. So the small, which is this one, which is not that small, is 7.75 inches in circumference and 45 pounds. The large is 10.25 inches in circumference and is 95 pounds. Just no words. And yes, they've probably flown out the door, but I was still going to teach about them. How glorious. Oh, I'm just going to stretch out for a moment. That was so wonderful. Now on to something else that is truly gorgeous and stunning. Look at this. I think I may actually have to zoom you out a little bit, a wee bit here, so you can actually see it because this is extremely large. This is the most incredible high grade. I mean, look at the sheen. You see that sheen? That is what you want to see on Amazonite or Amazonite, depending on how your pronunciation you would like to pronounce it. So this is a generator. Look at the coloring. It's so beautiful. It is the most stunning green. This is a natural point. Really important thing to know. I'm just going to lay it down a minute so you can actually see it. Really important thing. A lot of generators on the market that are for bulk buy are where they take a large piece of rough and then they carve a generator. Now, some of you may have heard me talk about this before, but if you're new, you won't have. That is not the type of generator that I personally really like. They're still great. They still work great. But I am very much drawn to the natural points that have come out of the earth, and then we have fiddled with them in as least way as possible and polished them up. Usually they do cut the base so they will stand flat, but it has not been messed with. And that's why when you look at this one, you can see the difference in shape here. You see how there's almost like a little flatter part to it. And that's because this was a natural piece of Amazonite that came out of the earth, and they have just polished it, cut the base, which they have not polished, which is, oh my God, that is what you want. That is just incredible. The edges are beveled, really beautiful beveling around the sides where it could be. On this flat, they have left it flat so that it's in line with how the crystal was. And it's just stunning. Look at it. I don't even know. I mean, look at the sparkle. It is covered in sparkle all over, which is when you know you've got really lovely quality Amazonite. So, what is Amazonite for? What are you going to use this beautiful generator for? You can absolutely grid with this, so it can go in the center of a beautiful grid, or you can use it by itself as a generator, because with generators, the energy comes up through the base, up through the actual piece where it's magnifying, and then out through the top. So whatever you program it with has a really great energy field to it. Some people like to create generator gardens where they put all their generators together, programmed for different things, and have their energy running through like that. Amazonite is a throat chakra gemstone that helps you to speak with confidence, helps you to speak your truth, helps you to take back control. If you are someone that feels like you're not heard, then this is a really good gemstone for you to work with. Just turning, I don't know if I've turned that volume up or down, but hopefully I've turned it off because my PC is next to me. So that for you could be a key thing. A lot of people say to me, I have trouble communicating with people, or I'm feeling like I'm being walked over. How do I really what piece could I work with to work on that kind of confidence in myself, to work on the throat chakra area? This would be the one for that, because it really does aid communication. It's also a gemstone of positive energy and luck. So with that, you can literally apply this to so many different intentions. Anything that you need luck in, anything that you want to put positive energy into, this would be aligned to. It harmonizes and heals both energetically and emotionally, and it transmutes negative energies and low vibrations. Now, not in the same way as smoky quartz. It is by no means as potent and powerful as that. So this isn't one that you would put near your front door, for example. But what I mean by that type of energy is that if you are someone who suffers with a lot of self-doubt, you're not sure that you can do something, you're not sure you're going to have the same experience as other people, you're not as confident in certain situations, you have social anxiety, those kind of low vibrations that are within us that come from a place of doubt and not being in self-love, so not having that heart chakra healed and not doing that work yet, or maybe you're starting on that work, then Amazonite really helps to transmute those kind of low vibrations and those kind of energies, as opposed to the other ones that we spoke about with smoky quartz. So when it comes to this beautiful piece, you can apply it to anything you would like to manifest because of that positive energy, because of that really luck energy that it has. It brings good luck to whatever your intention is. So it's great to have in a grid, on an altar. It is such a stunning and sizable piece for your collection. If you are looking for a large piece for your collection to do some really intense work with, then this would be great. Pair it with some citrine and you have got some super good luck and abundance there. So this piece is 5.75 inches by 2.75 inches by 2.75 inches and is 60 pounds. Fabulous. So that is it for Crystal Treasures 2. I really hope you have enjoyed this video. I hope you've enjoyed seeing and learning about all these beautiful crystals. And I will be back for video 3, where we will see some really insane, beautiful things. Some you've not seen before. Some stunning generators. There's you know, there's a lot still coming. So I will speak to you all then. Blessed be. So a little add-on to our Crystal Treasures video 2 is this wonderful crystal singing bowl. You have heard me talk about singing bowls a ton, in particular the crystal ones. For me, it is a tool I cannot live without. This particular one is an 8-inch, which is the diameter across here. And it is a base note, so base chakra, but we'll get a little bit more into that in a minute. And it is 432 hertz. It is made from 99.99% clear quartz, very pure. That's as pure as you can get in a bowl. It's frosted on the outside, and that's what the inside of the bowl looks like. So a crystal singing bowl does many jobs in your personal practice. The first thing you can do with it is just simply sit down, light some incense, light some candles, play your crystal singing bowl, and allow it to completely realign your energy centers. So your auric field, your chakras, if you're going through any tough emotional times. It's basically like smudging yourself, which I always recommend you do first before working with a crystal singing bowl, but then doing a really deep internal smudge using crystal sound. Now, as I said before, this is a base chakra bowl, and it's the one I would always recommend starting with, because in all my years of working with crystal singing bowls, while it is nice to have the different chakra bowls, I've found that for the most part, you can use any chakra for working on the whole system. But if you want a bowl that is 100% going to work through all of your chakras, then it would always be the base, which is what this one is. So you will get the bowl as so, and you will get the traditional beater. This is the easiest beater to use. It's got like a suede velour-y type material. This is my one, which as you can see is a wee bit grubby because I use this in ritual and all sorts. So you will get that with your bowl. Now, other ways you can use this bowl is if you do mantra or chanting, then you use your bowl to raise energy. If you work ritual, then again, so the sound that comes out of your bowl is raising of energy. It is always of a high vibration, so it clears the energy around you, clears the energy in your circle or your room, and then it starts to raise energy and raise vibration to fill your circle if you are in ritual setting, for example. You can also use your bowl to feed your altars and to feed your crystal grids. So if you've got crystal grids up, if you've got an altar, like my altar is just behind this bowl, then I would sit down, I would light my candles, I would smudge everything, then I would play my bowl. Now you can simply just play your bowl and it will immediately tune, raise the vibration, and do what we call feeding of your altar. Same at the start of ritual, it will raise energy for you to use during your ritual. But the more you get used to your bowl, using it during mantra, using it at your altar, using it with your crystals, the more you will learn that you can play it, get it really intense, place your beater down, and then gather that energy in a cone above it and direct it into the tools that you want. It is really the never-ending use tool, to be honest with you. If you have any kind of spiritual practice, this would be the one I would suggest. I prefer these over the brass bowls because I find the crystal energy is finer and works more in tune with your gemstones. So if you work with crystals a lot, you have a large collection of crystals, for example, then what you can do is cleanse all of your crystals and then place your crystals around your singing bowl, obviously not on a pillow like this one is, on a flat surface, and play your bowl, and it's going to retune them and raise their vibration before you program them. If they're already programmed and they're working, like I said earlier, you can use the sound from your bowl to add to the energy of your crystals. Crystals love to be bathed in sound from a crystal singing bowl. So if you have any kind of crystal collection, if you have been shopping here today, this is a wonderful tool to have. Now, like I said, you get the traditional beater with it. So this is your nice new one. This is obviously that beater, which you can play, and you just simply tap it and go round. But for filming purposes, it doesn't come up well with sound on a camera if you're using this type of beater. So for filming, we use these kind of beaters. So I'm just going to play it with this, but you will have the traditional one. Now also with your bowl, you do get the rubber ring here, which is, I've set mine on a pillow. I have a larger 10-inch which sits on this pillow permanently. But if I am moving it around my office to the different altars, it's going to end up on carpet. And these bowls need to be steady. So you get a rubber ring with it that your bowl sits nice and neatly on top of, so it doesn't topple over, it doesn't move about as you're playing it, and you can get a nice steady sound. You don't want to be, you see a lot of this in some people's videos about crystal singing bowls. That is not how you want to raise energy or do any kind of healing on yourself or anyone else. If you have family members that are unwell, for example, pets, they can be in the vicinity laying down and you want to play it, but you want to play it with that sound. You can tap it to get you started while you're learning, and then you want to have that consistent sound. And you build it, so you can have it nice and gentle like this, or you can build it up and have a louder sound. And you can keep changing how loud you want it, just with the amount of pressure and the amount of speed that you use. And then when you're finished, you just take off the beater and you allow the bowl to finish itself. That sound will go on for a time afterwards. You always want to leave that. You don't want to place crystals in your bowl. This is another thing that I hear some people suggest. Don't do that with a crystal bowl. You could end up having it crack or destroying your crystals, so don't do that. So that is a little basic instructional on how to use it. This will work on all the chakras for all your healing needs, for all your crystal needs, your raising energy needs. It's 8-inch and it is £195. This will be a tool that you will have with you forever now. You don't need to keep buying crystal singing bowls unless you have extra money and you want different singing bowls. I have my singing bowl for years and they don't age. It still looks like this. In fact, here's my one. Let's just swap out and see my one for a moment. There's my one. And this is still the original singing bowl that I have had for years, playing with my beater, which I always keep sitting inside. And there you go. So I hope you have enjoyed that. If you want to get yourself a beautiful crystal singing bowl like this, then do pop me over a message.